But talking about checking out corner, y'all, please go check out that Truckin' Chub Z, man. The dude is and especially when him and Shad get on there. Him and Shad got a chemistry, bro. It's almost like peaches and herb, bro. They got this thing going. Yeah. Yo, what up with everybody about here? Welcome to the Fans Point of View platform with your hosts is out here, Shad and Truck and Chubby. Shout out to the gang that's about to be up in the building. We got a new one coming up in here, Otto. We got Studio, got Cuban, we got South Coast Kane out there, Katie Allman, Bird, all everybody that's out there, man. What up with everybody in the gang today, man? How y'all feeling, man? Oh man, y'all can already see I'm jumping right up into the mess to Dizzy. I'm up on it. Yes, sir. So we have known that Coach Prime has been saying some things in the media. However, y'all know the Fans Point of View podcast is like a fine wine, baby. We late with it, but it gets better with time. You heard me? Now I'm about to drop a dime on this line. You dig? Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's drop it. Hey, look. First off, we know that Coach Prime just came out, and the first thing he want to talk about is Shadora and Travis will be a first round pick. Now, this is just the first thing I'm gonna drop on. First off, I don't know. It could happen. For sure, Travis would probably be a first round pick. To me, honestly, I believe that Travis is a more valuable player. And hold up, the quarterback is always the most important player on the team in the NFL. You could say that. But a two-way player, the great athlete that he is, the person that Travis is on and off the field, it's hard not to like Travis. Like I was mad at Travis when he took that hit he took that hit in our Colorado State University game last year. I was tight at him. He gonna take dude bowling, but it's hard not to get mad at that man and to see where he was coming from with that whole situation. So I'm gonna be a bigger man than this. I'm gonna take you bowling, go fishing. I'm gonna get married. I'm a ball. And Travis don't say nothing. He Prime just always putting his name out there. I feel bad for Travis in certain situations because he ain't never. He just puts his head down, go to work, does his thing, and don't bother nobody. And that's why I like Travis. So to me, yes, I in his talent alone, he's definitely a first rounder. Shador, there's other quarterbacks in the NCAA, bruh. There is. And they may be picked over you. Now, will he probably be a late first rounder? I don't know. What do you think, Shad? What you thinking, bro? What you think?
Yeah, I mean the the production is there,
Okay.
the the fanfare is there, the hype is there. Not saying he didn't deserve the hype, but I think the bigger question is going to be what do NFL teams value Travis as? Do they value him as a defensive back or they value him as a receiver? Me
Mm.
personally, and I've said this on Coach Hayes' show before, I think he's a better receiver than defensive back,
Mm.
but I think with him being at Colorado, I think his value is more on the defensive side of the ball because they have some exceptional pass catchers already, but they don't have a lot of exceptional defensive backs. So it's just going to be kind of interesting what they value him as. And I
Okay.
think, regardless of what they value him as, whether it's receiver, um, he'll go high. But if he's a defensive back, depending on and to be honest, and we just stepping forward, I don't think he's a better corner, regardless of what type of year he has. I don't think he's gonna be drafted ahead of Will Johnson by any stretch.
Mm.
Um, he might not be the first receiver off the board either. I do think obviously I think he's a first round talent, but there's like I say, Will Johnson in my opinion is the best corner
Man.
in football.
But Travis is bro. Travis cold, bro. Travis cold. He cold at. I mean, look at corner. He obviously he got some things where. But to me, I thought. Look, I thought he'd make a better corner than a receiver. So we don't agree there. Because I thought he'd make a better corner than the receiver. But if you think that, I'm like, hey. So.
Well, I mean, I'm more so looking at it from the size standpoint, right? Because I
Mhm.
think with NFL teams drafting Devontae Smith, another receiver that got drafted, he wasn't a first round pick, but a guy that played at Florida State by the name of Rashad Green. He's not that big. The NFL has drafted some smaller wide receivers. It's just would they put a first round pick to it based on the size. As far as from a defensive back perspective, at his height, at his height, Travis would literally need to be about 195 to 200 to be looked at, in my opinion, as a top flight defensive back at the next level.
Will
That's the
you
way I
really
look at
say that? Dante Jackson just got you. We just traded for Dante Jackson from Carolina. He went up to Pittsburgh. He's only 5'10", about what 186, 5'10", 186. Came up from out of LSU. He's looked at as one of the top cornerbacks in the league. I would say. I mean, to get traded for Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson ain't no scrub.
it. Is Travis 185, 186?
Travis about that.
Travis
Yeah,
is not.
no,
Travis,
Travis gained some weight, bro. Travis
Travis,
gained
Travis, full equipment is probably 175 pounds.
175. What they got
And
him listed as?
another thing, and think about this though. Travis is not as fast as Dante Jackson either now.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That
So
that that there, you're right
you
about that.
gotta have some things now. Now, if Travis was a legit 4-3 guy, then yeah, I can see that. But and that's another thing that's gonna be interesting. How fast is Travis really? How fast is Travis?
I think he like a 449, 448, 4. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing from our test. I do not know. I have not seen him run a 40. This is me just purely speculating on the situation. But his ball hawking skills is like
He's a
next
ball hawker.
level.
He's a
It's
ball.
like next level. You know what I mean? And But that's just me. That's me. And I could also see why you would say that he'd be a more valuable receiver than he would cornerback because of his ball hawking skills. Like his 50-50 ball to bang, he could catch everything in his radius. Anything that's in his circumference, he's catching, period. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
and and kind of going back to Travis coming out of high school, right? Obviously, Travis was the number one rated corner
mhm.
in college football, but a lot of the experts indicated that if he did come out as a receiver, he would have been the number one rated wide receiver over Evan Stewart, who is currently at Oregon.
Oh,
And I don't disagree with that. I do think, to me, I think Travis is a better
mm,
receiver than he is corner. And I mean, I may completely be off base here, but if I'm the NFL, I'm not. If you're not running sub 4.4, like low 4.4, high 4.3, I'm not drafting a 175-pound corner.
all right.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm
I
not
hear
doing
that. I hear that. But I think he looked like he bulked up a little bit though, bro. He might, and then when he come out, you think he gonna come out next year? He's only in what is he in his junior season, correct? He going into his
it.
junior year?
Well, it's another thing now, and obviously I got into it with somebody on Coach Hayes' channel about this too. Um, Travis has to finish this full. Travis has to finish this year no injuries.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
I
can't miss
agree.
any game.
I agree.
You can't miss
I
any game.
agree.
So that's
Uh,
another.
he has been banged up every year of college football that he has played. There has not been a season that Travis Hunter has not been off the field yet. I agree with that, bro. You got that one there. Okay. So ding ding. All right. Well, also, he also came out and said, "Well, guess what? They ain't playing in the cold." What you think about now? To me, now that limits him to about a few teams. Now I should have counted them, the teams, but we can do this live together or here on the fans' point of view. Okay. That limits him to only the southern teams. I mean, and when you make it in the playoffs, let's just cut to the chase here, like flat out. We ain't got to count no teams. Well, if you make it to playoff play, you're going to be playing somebody probably in the cold, right? That's just what it is. You know, Green Bay is looked at as one of the top teams right now in the NFC if he goes to the NFC. So you're probably going to wind up there in cold ass Wisconsin, Green Bay, some damn where playing in a playoff game. Or you might be up in Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore be cold too. Don't get it twisted. All these northern Buffalo, Seattle, or Detroit has a dome, Minnesota has a dome, Indianapolis has a dome. But yes, there's some teams that where you will be cold when you play football. How do you like you cannot to me, you just I think he's like, all right, he can do that because that he is who he is. Okay. He can say whatever he wants. That's what Coach Prime does. Coach Prime is going to speak and say certain things in a certain way, and he uses the media just like that. But you just can't dictate where the man gonna go now. If wherever he goes, where he go. All right, that's just what it is. Now you could say he could play it how Eli, if you want to, you could try to play it, but to me, in my opinion, Chubby Webster, I should be using my big extravagant words today because I feel like Chubby Webster today in the evaluations that is preposterous that Coach Prime would come out of his esophagus and say such words like
it.
that. Period. To me, to me. You know what I'm saying to me, bro?
Yeah,
Like I'm just saying, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, be happy where the kid gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Now you just putting a bigger target out there and everything else, but you got to take that. You got to respect that. I respect the fact that he's using his platform for that, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say, "Oh, his daddy Coach Prime and this and that," and then he gonna say he got it out the mud. Shador, what mud you get it out of? Cuz straight up, cuz what mud you done got it up out of you? What mud you got it? Your dad is Deion Sanders, fool. What mud you got it up? You ain't came out of no mud, cuz. What is he talking about? In my ugly face. He ain't came out of no mud. We come from them gutters. We know how it feel. How many people out here in the chat know how it feel to when your lights get cut off and you got to use candles and flashlights or something back in the day? Who know about? He probably ain't never ate. He ate ramen noodles because he wanted to taste it because all his friends in the hood was talking about ramen noodles and shit, beef and chicken flavor. He wanted to try it. We had to survive off ramen noodles and bologna sandwiches. We sometimes we ain't even have mayonnaise, cause we had to smash the bread together on the bologna so it'd get a little bit wet when you bite the sandwich. We ain't getting what mud you came from, fool. Like, man. All right, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'm gonna let you take it, man.
I mean, this is an interesting topic because Coach Hayes spoke about this on his show, and he brought a very interesting insight to it. And I said, well, I kind of like this insight because we were talking about the aspect of, kind of obviously what this is doing, and obviously, you got the situation with Archie and Eli, but they have the control, Shadur and Dion, because
Mm-hmm.
they're not in a situation similar to probably the vast majority of other draft picks. They don't necessarily need the money.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I've been trying to come up with right now, because some people are making this theory about, well, he's going to go to the Cowboys. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting here thinking in my mind, I said, how in the world could he get to the Cowboys? Because
Mm-hmm.
the Cowboys are too good of a team to be drafting in the top 5, top 10, stuff like that.
Right.
Like they win too many games. And so I said, well, could it be a situation where he could end up in a supplemental draft?
Uh-huh.
Thought about what the supplemental draft was. And so I looked it up. And so the supplemental draft means that you have no more college eligibility left, but
Mm-hmm.
you did not enter the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would be interesting about that is
You have to
obviously
sit a year, correct?
what's going on.
He have to he has to sit a year, doesn't he?
No, it doesn't say anything about sitting a year
Oh.
because you have no more draft, you have no more college eligibility left. You've exhausted all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, from what my understanding, Shadur actually has 2 more years of college football that he can play because of the COVID year.
Mm-hmm.
So, he doesn't necessarily have to come out this upcoming draft. He doesn't. But again, you'll see how the season is going. You know whether or not it'll be worth it to to come out because you
If
may
he
have.
graduates though, bro, he can go. He can go because you looked that up too, right? Did you see the part where there was the graduation?
No, I was just talking about from just a pure drafting standpoint. It's
Okay.
like,
Okay.
if you don't want to go to a cold weather team, I mean
Mm-hmm.
those are your options. Like
Right.
that's your option. You can opt for the supplemental draft. You can play your last year of college football. Don't declare for the draft. Um, the Cowboy. I mean, thinking about the teams that Dion has played for, the notable ones, obviously the 49ers, the Cowboys, as well as the Falcons. All three of those teams ideally could be in a situation for a quarterback. I know
Mm-hmm.
49er fans, they may feel a certain way about Brock Purdy, but Shadur is an option. The Cowboys, they have what they have going on with Dak, and then the Falcons, they just got Kirk Cousins, who's recovering from an Achilles. So, I mean, he could be in a situation where he could sit back a year and learn in all three of those situations.
Right.
So you're not going to get the guaranteed money up front, but again, they don't necessarily need the money.
Oh.
I mean, they don't need. I'm not. Well, let me not say that. Everyone needs money, but they're not hard pressed for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the route that they want to go, that's an option for them. Or like you say, you just sit out a year, or however this goes. But if Dion wants to get Shadur to a certain team, he can do it. I mean, we literally, like I said, we literally watch Archie Manning get up there and say, "Look, my son's not going to San Diego," and he didn't go.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, so it's not like we haven't seen this before. Archie didn't come out flat out and say, "Oh, I don't want my son to play in California." It's like, no, he's not playing in San Diego. He went to New York. So, I mean, they could very well get up there, but whether or not Shadur is the first quarterback off the board next year, I mean, it's interesting. A lot of that's gonna be based on how well the Buffalo do this year, And I'm not putting out any predictions because I'm not at liberty to do it because I don't know enough about Colorado to put a record prediction out there. I'm not a hater.
Oh, you're not a hater. You don't want now. I don't want to be a hater. See, listen, we are not haters if you
No,
are giving your opinion, your thought, or your belief on a college football team's record.
well, let me say this then. I'm not. I can't do it because I don't know what they have coming back. I don't know the schedule. I don't know anything. I really spoke out of turn last year when I said I felt like they were going 7-5. So I'm not doing it again.
That's about fair. I think so. I think that's about fair. Floor 7-5, ceiling 9-3. If they do better, they do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's about fair. That's where they about looking. I mean, especially with the whole, especially with the schedule that they have. You know what I mean? I think they have four tough Big 12 teams to play. I think it's correct me if I'm wrong out there. They got Kansas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and who else are they playing in the Big 12? That's oh yeah, and they got Utah. So those four games right there, out of everything else, is pretty light. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. They at least they win one of those or something. But we ain't gonna get all into that. I just wanted to say that. All right, now
Now,
what?
let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a question now.
No,
Obviously,
what
Travis go number one overall,
mm-hmm.
right? Because that's designated for quarterbacks. Do you see a situation with Travis Hunter with a big year going number two overall?
I do see a situation where Travis Hunter will be a very valuable pick. Travis Hunter can ball. I mean, look, if Travis Hunter if he ups his production on offense at wide receiver and he grabs at least 5 interceptions, which I know he can do in that defense, that way that it's set up, especially them going out and reinforcing that defensive front that they have at Colorado. Going to grab, they went to Houston to grab Chidozie, and they went up to Pittsburgh to grab Sam Okonola. They went and got one of the Wade twins out of Kentucky. He's a nice defensive end, and they got Terrion Carter from Arkansas. They got some big bodies. So if that defensive front does what it's supposed to do on paper as it is right now, that is going to take a lot of pressure off those corners and linebackers, and that will probably give Travis Pick City, some of those, and his production on offense is definitely going to go up because all you got to do, let's just be honest, like some of the things Shador might say might sound crazy, but if you can give that boy 3 seconds in the pocket, he is going to tear a damn defense apart. And part of that is going to be Travis Hunter, without a doubt. And Travis Hunter that's so there his production is on offense. So yes, get 1,000 yards receiving, 5 tutties if he gets 5 picks on defense. I don't see why you wouldn't do that. You get 5 picks and 1,000 yards on offense. He can do it. I think he could do it. Hey, I believe in Travis. I believe in Travis. Now that's just a belief. And that, it's not a
Okay.
fact, but whatever. But yes, if he does something like that, then yeah, I believe he can up that. And people be all over him. I mean, anytime you got a Odell Beckham guy wearing your shirt at a pro game, you might already be in there.
Yeah.
you know. But man, so what do you so about the comments? I don't know if you have seen that video that was on X, right? There was a video that was on X about Ari Wasserman. His name is. He has a podcast. Now you haven't seen it, but I'm gonna tell you, if you haven't seen it, I'll just tell you some of the key points of where people took from. He had I think it was a whole 2 minutes he was talking, but they only took that Prime was failing in real time, and that was at the end of the whole video. In between the video, got to talking about how Prime might be a showman. I did a little live on it yesterday, whatever. I did kind of went live with it. And then he said, hey, he been a showman at press conferences and all this other kind of stuff and whatever else. And anyhow, Do you think that there's a problem with the way that Coach Prime is recruiting, or do you think that it's just today's way of doing it through social media and and not going door to door?
No, I don't have a problem with that because college football has officially gone to the NFL. So the objective is to get talent. And I look at it like this: when you draft someone in the NFL, you're not drafting now. They do take flyers on guys, right? We
Mm-hmm.
just saw the coach take a flyer on Anthony Richardson. Like we've seen that. We've seen my Raiders have taken flyers on guys like Darius Hayward Bay.